speaking of FFC, fantasy football, now we got to actually talk about some football because again, Coach did all his rankings, but the NFL also dropped some power rankings. Now you talk about busters who gave you 0 points. I ain't gonna call them NFL players busters, but they showed up like some. You know what I mean? NFL power rankings came out. They said here are the top 5 teams. I'm gonna give them to you if you don't know. We got the 49ers at number 1. Sorry, Dave. We got the Chiefs at number 2. We got the Eagles at number 3, the Cowboys at 4, and the Dolphins at 5. Now I'm gonna go to you first, Coach, because you just came up here. Do you have a problem with that ranking?
I absolutely do. Absolutely. Oh, I wasn't gonna come on here and do anything else but disagree with that. Why are the Chiefs there? Didn't they just take a loss? And there like 11 other teams that got to win, a better win than what they just did with the performance they have, with those non-receivers, just a bunch of guys that can run around in circles? There's no way the Chiefs should be top 5. There is no way they put up a top 5 performance. Patrick Mahomes put up a top 5 performance by himself. Okay, if he could have ran down the field and caught the ball, he probably would have did it. That was a horrible performance. There's no way they should be top 5. Everybody else in there I'm actually fine with, but there's no way Chiefs should be in there. Absolutely not. Who was it? Missing the team. Goodness gracious.
Talking about from the 5?
Huh?
Talking about from the top 5, or you just thinking about
who need to be somebody else who should be in that top 5 that had a really great win this past over the weekend?
The Jets?
The Browns. I couldn't get the B word. The Browns.
I'm glad you said that one and not the other one.
Oh, it wasn't gonna be the Steelers if that was news.
Oh wow.
The Browns, bro, they literally beat up on the Bengals. They only allowed 82 yards total. Like, come on. Why are they not in that top 5? What's keeping them out?
Their name. So I was gonna say who. So how you ranking that? You're taking the Chiefs out. So who you got?
How I would rank that would be 49ers number 1. It actually would be Cowboys number 2. I mean, they put up a 40-point performance. Most of that was on that defense alone. That really says a lot. 3, I would put the Miami Dolphins. Let's see. Who was the other team in the top 5?
They have 49ers, Chiefs, Eagles, Cowboys.
Eagles 4, and then Browns 5.
Okay.
Eagles won, but they didn't put up a strong performance. If let's say we ranked it off college performance, right? They let that game stay close. So for me, there's nothing powerful about the performance you put up.
So based on that, wouldn't you have the Browns ahead of the Eagles?
Should be.
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely, based off that defense alone, yep. Because the Browns did manhandle everything about the Bengals, so yeah.
Okay, Dave, how you feeling about this top 5? I mean, you number 1, so.
Yeah, I'm okay with us being number 1. I'm honestly, I would have been okay if it was us or the Cowboys because I seen what the Cowboys did. They are the only team that had a blowout win, a shout out, by the way. So we're not blowout, but the only shout away from it. It was the only one that, yeah, but still, we still allowed a touchdown. I mean, but Coach, I have to kind of disagree with you when you're talking about the Chiefs. The reason why I say that is because 2 of their best players weren't on the field. Travis Kelce was not there because he had an injury 2 days right before the game in practice. So he wasn't able to make it. So I'm not going to fault them for losing to an up-and-coming Lions team that was a high-power offense last year. And all they missing is one receiver who's suspended, who they missed last year too. And their defense has improved. They have a safety back there who was in the Super Bowl last year, CJ Gardner-Johnson. So that improved their defense. So no, I'm not going to put them. I'm not going to drop them all the way down just because they lost by 1 point to an up-and-coming Lions team. And now they get both of those players back. You don't think they're going to bounce right back the very next game with Travis Kelce in there and Chris Jones, who now just signed a 1-year, $25 million deal?
They could, but they could also
Trust
lose
me,
by another point again.
that's yet to be seen. How many times
you
have we?
have one
How many?
offensive weapon. I mean, just one.
For one,
Right.
this is Patrick Mahomes' first time losing in the first game of the season since he started. So that was an anomaly. So I'm not going to drop them down for that. So I'm okay with having them up there. If you want to replace somebody in that top 5 based on their performance, then all right, I guess it's okay. Putting the Browns up there. I'm okay with that because they did dominate against the Bengals. And coach, that's why this is why I benched Joe Burrow. I was like, look, I don't like the matchup.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
you absolutely right for that one.
He don't play well. He doesn't play well with that. And the only team I would replace in that top 5 would be the Eagles, just because they struggled against the Patriots. And even though we know that the Patriots have a really good defense because they had a really great defense last year. They were second in the NFL in sacks all last year. So they have a really great defense. They still have Bill Belichick there. They now have an offensive coordinator there who's there to help Mac Jones. If it wasn't for a couple of plays, maybe the Patriots would have won that game. But at the end of the day, the Eagles won that game. But it was a very close game, which most people probably didn't expect that to happen.
I didn't.
So
Same.
And honestly, I mean, Joe says it right here.
Go ahead.
Where was their offense?
14 into the fourth quarter, so it was a close game.
It was a very close game. I didn't expect it to be. Well, I'm not saying that I expected the Eagles to blow them out, but I expected them to at least be in the
double
lead.
digits, maybe.
Yeah. I expected maybe a 10-point win, maybe. So I expected that, but hey, either way, the Eagles still won the game. So I'm not dropping them all the way down to like 10. If I replace them with the Browns, they're gonna be right after them.
Yes, I'm with that. I'm saying with that. And based off of the explanation for the Chiefs, I mean, everything is absolutely right. So I can understand the argument of keeping the Chiefs there based on that argument. It was only a 1-point win. I think I just more of my anger of why they lost really is because it was just such a poor, and everything was poor outside of outside of Patrick Mahomes, and I think that's why I was more forced to drop him out because if the loss was more collective, I can understand the power ranking, but it was pathetic, and I get it. Kelsey comes back, but that's a lot to put on one man when at least Kelsey had help with Juju last year and with I forgot who else was there with Kenny McKinnon. How you say it right? McKinney or McKinnon? Maybe you pronounce his name.
Jarek McKinnon. You talking about the running back, right?
Yeah, Jared McKinnon.
He was a little bit better last year. You know what I mean? There was a little bit more help. But when you look at that roster right now, it's just Travis Kelsey. That's it.
I mean, technically, that's what it was last year. People said the same thing last year. They said last year it was just
Juju was a good fit for him. It helped. It helped.
I didn't think it was a big difference. He did help. I'm not saying he didn't help.
He ain't dropping balls like Darius Toney.
Hold on. I just thought about something. I didn't give my 5. We all in the debate. Hold on, let me give my 5. I just thought about that.
Let Tomo say his spiel first before we rebuttal that.
Now they sat up here. They said the Cowboys was 4. Did their opponent score?
Nope.
I don't think they scored. They even missed a field goal. That's how bad that day was.
Yep.
One was blocked and they just missed one flat out.
Yeah. Ever since that block field goal, it was a wrap.
So I'm gonna say we definitely number 2, only
Wrap
because of the opponent.
Wrap it up.
Don't worry about it. I got Cowboy Nation waiting for y'all in the chat. But I'm gonna say we number 2. I'm only gonna go number 2 because I never believed in the Giants. I'm sorry. I never personally believed in the Giants.
Neither did I. Yeah. We like we say all the time, we had 2 people in the chat that did. But
and you know what's funny? One of those people, their team lost badly to the 49ers. So look, boom. Kenny Pickett didn't show up. It was like Patrick Peterson knew where all the passes was going, but he just wasn't there. That's what it was like. So I'm gonna get a 49ers 1 because of the opponent level, Cowboys 2. I'm gonna jump the Dolphins to 3 because Tua. Did you see the performance? Like,
yes,
we got Reels doing numbers saying that Tyreek is the best receiver in the league now. They giving him his just due off of that one game when he clearly showed y'all that that's what it was.
And look, one of my
hold on, let me finish right quick. I'm gonna say the Chiefs at number 4 because of the situation. It was too many drops, just too many drops. I can't blame a team for drops. I can blame a receiver though. And I'm gonna go with the Browns, regardless of the weather and regardless of how Deshaun Jackson played. They came out and made Joe Burrow and them look like they weren't even a team that went to the Super Bowl before. So I got to put them at 5. Eagles at 6. I'm gonna just say that so they can fly somewhere else. But yeah, that's my 5.
Tomo, we pretty much got the same rankings.
Hey, last time we agreed, man, it got ugly for some people.
Yeah, but hey, it's nothing wrong with that. We seem to be right when we agree sometimes.
Hey, see you in the championship.
I don't know about that, but
okay. What you was about to say, Coach, before we move on?
One thing I noticed about Tua's performance. So one thing I got on last year was how his numbers looked, right? They had 4 touchdowns, but he only had 180 something yards, and he was only throwing for like 11 for 19. Like, you know, the makeup of what they were doing last year was not the proper makeup to keep a quarterback like that healthy, because all you're telling me with those types of numbers, you're just throwing it down the field, getting quick touchdowns. You looked at those numbers this year. You saw the mid-range balance. He had over 300 yards. He was 25 for 28. Like his numbers were closer, but he was throwing more efficient, and the ball was getting out of his hands quicker. And instead of him falling backwards, instead of them bootlegging him out to release the ball, hey, he got this Jordan jump throw. I'll take it. I bet you he stays on the field longer than the way he was throwing last year. Some people might call it ugly. Tyreek Hill called it 212 yards.
True. That is true.
Yeah, threw for 466 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Woo, close to 500 yards.
Earned AFC of the Offensive Player of the Week honors.
And I think Tyreek got like 40 points alone in fantasy.
44.
Look at that. Look at that.
44 points.
Hey, 2-1 win my game, so I'm happy.
Hey, I had the Cowboys defense in another league. That's what happens when you're in a league with Cowboy fans. You gotta go somewhere else where it's a lot of haters. Then you can get the players you want. But before we move on, we got to talk about our IG chats. You know, we have a bunch of chats, and you know how to become a member, because we literally just got our first lady member in the NFL chat. But we open for more. We open for more. You know, we're very diverse. We're a diverse group. So Dave, I'm gonna let you take it away and tell them about these IG chats.
Yeah, so these IG chats, y'all, we let me just say me. I do most of the breaking news in there. So all the latest news here first, I post them as soon as I get the information. So when the Chris
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.